Anyway, then we had Chelsea and Piper versus Shayna and Zoe. And then finally we got to 9 o'clock where we could have another big dramatic reading by, the Oliviers and the Barrymores of the industry. We got Cody and Seth Franklin. And Cody comes out. He gets the chance. You deserve it. You deserve it. He won the Rumble. There's a ton of signs there because they're in Tampa, so do it for Dusty. And what do we want to talk about actually got a response out of him, right? And then he had the announcer announce him as the Rumble winner again and got a big pop. And then part of this started out like Cody was going to be doing a real heartfelt promo a la what Punk had done earlier, but in his more potentially eloquent and florid and verbose manner.
Practiced. Pretentious.
Workshopped.
Workshopped.
And he alluded to that he'd had a rough 48 hours in his personal life, but he didn't explain, but everybody's okay, but just that he needed you guys on Saturday, the fans, that is. And so I don't know what, but then about WrestleMania, let's make it official. And then suddenly, boom, Seth Franklin Rollins music. And Seth is now doing the thing where he limp dances because he's got when we were talking about people hurt, we forgot about him earlier. He's hurt too. In effect, he's got a torn MCL and torn cartilage. He won't be wrestling probably until WrestleMania. And then I still maintain they'll probably do something he won't go 30 minutes and, goddamn just cartwheel across the ring. But obviously we had thought going into this before things started happening again that we were going to get Cody and Roman and Seth and Punk. Well, then Seth got hurt, but he said, I'm going to go to WrestleMania. So then Punk said, hold my beer, I'll get hurt worse, right? So now they were both hurt. So now does this mean they're going to change the match between the two guys that are healthy? Because Seth's story, he congratulated Cody and he shook his hand, but then he told Cody that if Cody picks Roman to challenge, he's going to be making a mistake and he should fight him instead. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And then Seth says, now hear me out. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck. Now this is going to take a while too, right? And it did. And the story that Seth is trying to convince Cody to pick him instead of Roman is that Roman Reigns isn't the guy anymore. I'm the guy. This is the title in WWE. No, it's not. And he went on and on trying to make this case that he can't make. And he's wanting Cody to challenge for, and he's wanting these people to see this match defend a title that's 6 months old. And he's saying the reason is because Roman never shows up. It's basically like he can't figure out any other way than to say Roman never shows up because he's too big a star and nobody can beat him. And he's got the real title, so they gave me this one because I'll work often and wrestle a bunch of people. How does that make sense?
This is the belt for people who like to work. If you just like to collect money and stay home, you should go for that other belt.
Yes, this is the belt where you got to get beat up every fucking week. And it's not the lineage of either of the real world titles they've been running around here for the past decades. And then he tried to tear down the biggest star in the company in the process. We don't need Roman Reigns was a quote. In the WCW days, that would have instituted a lawsuit or a backstage fight.
That did stand out, how hard he was hitting the actual champion of WWE, just because usually they wouldn't want anyone hitting another guy like the champion.
Yes. Like that. He said, do you want the Hollywood title, the Hulk Hogan title for the Politickers, or the Dusty Rhodes title? Oh my God, do you want the Hulk Hogan title? Jesus Christ, in the company that made Hulk Hogan the biggest star in the world when he had that title. It's a goddamn.
We're celebrating 40 years after Hulk Hogan changed their business by becoming champion.
You don't want that fucking thing. So he says
Or do you want the Dusty belt? The belt that he held 3 times for 9 days or whatever it is.
Yeah, well, and not even that. Do you want the title that he held up over his head in the picture that has haunted Cody for 50 fucking years? And Seth actually says the world title is about who's best between these ropes. How is the other one not? They have the same kind of matches with the same rules, contested the same way. And the other guy's been champion longer and beat more people. What the fuck? In kayfabe or real, it doesn't make any sense. And the upshot was Seth wants him to think about it, and Cody says that he would think about it. And that was it. God damn it. So now we went from 2 matches that we really wanted to see to potentially Cody and Seth that I don't think anybody wants to see.
Well, I think this has to be a swerve.
It better be.
And if it is, it's a great segment. And if you told Seth Rollins or anyone, go out there and try to make some sense of this, and this is what got spit out, this is a pretty good job. Because again, it's a bullshit title that was made up that one guy has held. So you can't really pitch it. This is the belt your dad would have wanted. It just wasn't created when he was alive. It was a good segment. I'll say this, Rollins, for all the times I kill him, when he is serious, he's great.
But he had nothing to work with. It's like the greatest fucking bank robber of all time being sent in with a water pistol.
And remember, right before the Rumble, they set up Gunther with an injured Rollins. Remember, he said, I may win the Rumble, come for you. So they're definitely putting interesting segments that will draw ratings between characters talking to each other on TV. Sometimes it may not lead to something right away. I got to think that's what it is, that Cody's going to come back and now he can really build up. He will make his big announcement, as opposed to just he's going to say what he was going to do is fight Roman. Now you have a couple weeks to milk it.
Maybe I'm just shell-shocked from the old days when they probably would have done something like this.
You want the Hulk Hogan? What do you think Hulk Hogan's there? What the fuck?
but yeah, odd. Do you want the belt the guy had when he was the biggest star in the fucking business by far, or do you want the one that I've got now that they gave to me 6 months ago? The fuck.